Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chaska High School, and a special welcome to our neighbors, the Storm of Chanhassen. Now we'd like to ask you to close your eyes, face the flag at the south end of the gymnasium. Take off your hats. Put your hand over your heart. Sing along as we honor our great nation with Francis Scott Key's Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem.
And good evening. Welcome inside Chaska High School for the first time this season on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. It's girls basketball between who better, the Chaska Hawks and the Chanhassen Storm. Glad you've joined us tonight, sharing part of your Friday evening with us. I'm Ryan Paul, joined tonight by Chaska Herald and Chanhassen Villager sports editor Eric Krauscher. Eric, always great to have you on, and what better matchup we got tonight than a Friday night hoops matchup between Chaska and Chan?
Well, these two teams have never faced each other in game number 3 or 4 for Chaska of the year. You know, usually it's halfway through the season, so it's kind of fun to tip it off pretty much the first week of the season for both these teams.
You could thank COVID for that, as many other things. Obviously, masks being worn by everybody here tonight. Social distancing, limited crowd capacity. It's going to be a good one tonight, Eric. We got two of the top junior girls players in the state here, most certainly in Class 4A. Callan Hake for Chanhassen and Mallory Heyer for the Hawks.
Yeah, and once they graduate next year, they won't be done with playing each other. Callan Hake from Chanhassen Junior, she's committed to University of Nebraska. Mallory Heyer is one of 3 West Metro juniors committed to the University of Minnesota, so they'll see each other plenty over the years.
It's been 2,174 days since the Chanhassen girls last beat Chaska back on February 6th of 2015. Chaska's swept the season series 7 times, Eric. What's Chanhassen going to have to do tonight with first-year head coach Kayla Walsh to give Chaska a run for their money?
Well, I mean, if you can see the court right now, Chanhassen's very guard-oriented, but they can't rely on just that three-pointer. Saw them against Waconia, a really, really good, talented team, and they're battling with them, and then all of a sudden they got a little happy on the three-point line. Shots didn't fall, and that led to some easy baskets. So, if you're Chanhassen, you got to try to get into the lane a little bit. Callan Hake's fantastic with that. Maddie Hicks is another great ball handler. So, honestly, for them, it's shortening the shot.
It's no secret that this Chaska team has many other weapons. Kennedy Sanders and Kaylee Van Epps are two of the other ones that'll start tonight for the Hawks. Obviously, Tara Seifert with a very deep roster that didn't lose a lot from last year.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Chaska squad, it's the big 3, right? Mallory Heyer, Kennedy Sanders, and Kaylee Van Epps. But it's that core group that played all of last year that you'll be watching this season to see if they can make that jump to the state tournament. Kelsey Willems is signed to play at Augustana, Division II Augustana. Ashley Schulke, she played as a freshman last year. Expect big things from her. Junior Kendall Carmen. So they got 7 or 8 girls deep back from last year.
Mallory Heyer tipping off against Macy Swiester and the Storm win the opening tip, working right to left across your screen. Again, welcome inside Chaska High School. It's Storm and Hawks here in an Eastern Carver County Schools rivalry game on the Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Storm donning the all-white uniforms with blue numbering and trimming under the direction of first-year head coach Kayla Walsh. Down low, Sweetster has it for the Storm, posting up against Higher, and she throws out of bounds. A turnover on Chanhassen's first possession. We'll go Chaska the ball for the first time. Chaska 12-0 last year in the Metro West Conference, already 3-0 this year, Eric. Their season was cut short by Eden Prairie in the section tournament, which, a lot of people, I remember that game. It was a great game. Chaska very confident, although with a strong section this year, that they can make it to the Target Center this season.
Yeah, unfortunately for Chaska, the Metro West Conference isn't going to give them a bunch of great games. And unfortunately, 12 of the, 18 are against them. St. Louis Park was going to be the biggest challenge. Their top player, Kendall Coley, accelerated her school, and she's off to college already with Nebraska. So it'll probably be another 12-0 year, but you never know. Cooper always gives a good game, too.
Down low, Higher, who had the first bucket of the game, has the third and fourth points of the night by a great feed from Kennedy Sanders.
Mallory it's been told to me twice now this season. Not sure anybody can guard Mallory, let alone in this conference, and she's such an incredible player, as you'll see right here.
Higher back down once again, spin move with the right hand, and she's got all 6 of the Hawks' points, all 6 of the game points so far tonight, and we're a minute and a half in. Storm
You're just not
step out of bounds.
You're not going to see a 6'1" player who can bring the ball down like that. I remarked all last season that she never seemed to be winded, yet here's, a big up and down the court. And so, yeah, her growth is unbelievable. She just knows where to be, where to get the ball.
Hires led the team in points all 4 years that she's played. Led the team with 14 points a game as an 8th grader in 27 games before she even came to Chaska High School. 16 as a freshman, and last year as a sophomore, 20 points per game to lead the Chaska Hawks roster. Here she is once again, spin move, phenomenal basketball down low by Mallory Higher. Count the basket, and she'll get a chance for her 9th point of this basketball game.
I mean, and this is what the dilemma the teams are going to have. Do you try to double Mallory and then you leave somebody open? Everybody on the court right now for Chaska can make a shot, and so, but yeah, first 9 for Mallory.
First 9 points. We have a whistle here as a sub is entering the game. That's Taylor Lobby, the senior. Onto the floor, she gives Ella Brastad a chance for a breath. Some confusion on the courts as far as substitutions go. Eric, we had the pleasure of calling this game last year, both the boys and the girls game. The girls game was the nightcap. We saw Callan Hake, Chanhassen's sophomore, become the Storm's all-time leading scorer in that game, and that's something that you just don't hear as Van Epps puts Chaska back on the board.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing you look at is you've got 4 girls on the floor here that started as 8th graders.
Yep.
And they're all, either they're all committed to Division I programs. Kennedy Sanders, separate Kennedy Sanders, and she'll be there.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just remarkable. They're rewriting the record books.
Yep. And those 4 players that Eric's speaking of, Higher, Sanders, Van Epps, and Hake, all given the honor of a top 50 player in Class 4A by the Minnesota Basketball Magazine. We're going to step aside momentarily after this quick word from Rome Team Realty.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realized we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Back from Chaska High School, it's a quick 11-0 lead for the Hawks on the Storm. Mallory Higher with 9 points. Less than 2 minutes into this one, and Chanhassen turns it over yet again, their 3rd of the night already.
Yeah, Chaska's applying the pressure in the backcourt, and I think Chanhassen's gotten the ball up twice.
Higher, the 6'1" junior, ranked number 4 in her class by North Star Girls Hoops. Averages 21.5 coming into this one. Down low she is. Passes outside around the arc. Here's Sanders, a long 3. That one was left short, and it trickles out of bounds. We'll give the ball to the Storm.
Well, I mean, I said it last year. I think that obviously Mallory Heyer is the best player in the court, but I thought Chaska was going to go as far as Kennedy Sanders went. And when I say that, teams are going to double down on Mallory all the time. Kennedy's got to make shots, and she has that ability, and she's a phenomenal driver. I think if you take it a step forward this year, Chaska goes as far as the guards take them. Kelsey Williams has made a good improvement. Ashley Schulke's now a sophomore, so I look to those three really to see if they can get to state.
Storm yet to get on the board. Hake drives in, dishes out underneath. Sweetster up for two and puts Chanhassen in the points column. It's 11-2. Chaska coming down, all purple uniforms. Higher, spin move, just a little strong on that one, and the Chanhassen junior Callan Hake with the board. 15-14 to play here, Chaska High School. If you're just joining us, welcome. Watch chbn.com. Ryan Paul and Eric Krauscher with you. Metro West Conference girls basketball tonight. Foul on Higher as she swatted at Taylor Lobby as her shot attempt went up. Lobby, the senior, 8 points in the season opener against Waconia last week. We'll go to the free throw line for first Chanhassen shots of the game. First one's good.
Yeah, I said experienced Chaska squad. You look at Chanhassen, 7 of their first 8 that play, all back from last year. Taylor Lobby here is a third-year player on varsity.
Lots of young experience on this basketball court tonight. Lobby 1 for 2 at the line as the second one rims out. Kendall Carmen, the Hawk junior, on the rebound. Here's Sanders, Higher at the top of the key. Hawk setting up a play on the far side. Sanders with it. Drives inside, dishes out for Carmen. Carmen had a long time to score up for that one and drains it. Kendall Carmen gets in on the action, and it's 14-3 Hawks.
And that's another part of you look at Kendall and you look at Mallory, they can both hit the 3 too, so it's just a tough team to match up against.
Loose ball on the floor. Sweetster going at it with Willems, and the Storm come away with the basketball. Maddie Hicks, the senior, state golf champion a few years ago, has the ball, gives it down for Lobby. Lobby up with it, fouled once again, and she's headed back to the charity stripe.
Yeah, some good things here from Chanhassen. Once they calm down a little bit, Macy Sweetser, also another third-year player, continues to develop her game a little bit. Don't see a big usually on the floor, 30 feet away. That was great to see.
Lobby finds the front end. 2 subs for the Storm. We'll see Lauren Arnold, the freshman, for the first time tonight. Ella Brastad checks back in. Ten-point game. Lobby trying to cut that down to single digits, and she does. So here come the Hawks, who are, get this, outscoring their opponents 143-47 in the first half. Sanders adds on to that. Beautiful spin move by Sanders down low. Eric, one thing I've been really impressed by so far tonight is the Hawks play all around, all 5 down inside the paint.
Yep, and yeah, Kennedy's very comfortable going to the hoop. She's almost ambidextrous. She can go right, she can go left. And she's been doing that since 8th grade. So
quick bucket for the Storm. Has the ball back in Chaska's hands with 13:40 to go. Van Epps on the far side. Lehigh commit. Down low for Higher, and Higher left it short. Officials say it was tipped, and they'll give the ball back to Chaska. Fortuitous call there. Giving the ball back to Chaska. 9-point game. Hawks will have a baseline inbound. Down low, Carmen going up, and she was fouled. Lobby the guilty party here, and Kendall Carmen, the junior, will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, some of these Chaska games will get a little lopsided in conference, but I think it's great for girls like Carmen and Schulke, Hendricks, and Willems to really get those minutes and really establish their games and see what they can bring. So when they get to these big games, they'll be 7-8 deep where they feel like they can score from any position.
Kayla Hendrickson, you just mentioned, the senior captain, onto the floor for the first time this evening. Back to a 10-point game here after the Carmen free throws. Arnold, the freshman, driving down and nearly turned it over. It was tipped out of bounds by Ashley Schulke, the Chaska sophomore.
Yeah, Arnold's really the only new player to the floor here. Well, as I say that, yeah, Arnold's a really nice-looking freshman. Saw her against Laconia. I mean, she's not the tallest thing, and she had 3 offensive rebounds in the second half, hit a couple jumpers, so good things expected from her the next 4 years.
Elena Giles, number 42 out there, checks in for Kayla Walsh. Hake driving inside, she's double teamed, cut down, and they get her for a charge. Hawks had 2 players set up to take it, and Callan Hakes called for the offensive foul.
We're almost 5 minutes in, and she hasn't taken a shot yet. And credit to defense. I mean, Kaylee Van Epp started on her. She was an all-defensive team last year. She sits now, and I saw Kennedy the last time, Sanders. Then Ashley Schulke was on her there, so good defense.
Hawks have been applying pressure both sides of the floor so far tonight. Sanders driving in through some arms, and the call comes from the far side of the court, and it's 2 free throws ahead for the Chaska sophomore. Conversation ensues. Confusion on who the foul was called on. And now some clarification from the baseline. Lauren Arnold is the one who finally gets tagged with the foul. There was some groaning from the Chaska, or the Chanhassen bench, I should say, as it was originally announced as Callan Hake's foul. Would have been her second. Arnold, the freshman, ends up getting called, and Hake will exit.
Not sure if that was the bench or if that was Mom Jill
Yeah,
Hake.
it could have been. Well, it sounded like it came from the far side, and in her defense, Hake's great family. Obviously Carson, from my grade, playing baseball. 11-point game, 13:06 to play. Sanders will get a breather. Willems checks back in her place. Here we go again. Hawks applying backcourt pressure on the Storm. Kayla Hendrickson, a nice hustle play to tip it out of bounds, and Chanhassen will try again. Finally get it into Maddie Hicks, who's pressured in the backcourt by Willems. 12:58 to go and running. Hicks pulls up for a quick J from the 3-point line. No good. Rebound by Higher. Hendrickson, far side. Down low for Van Epps. Van Epps grabbed on the arm. It's going to be Sweetster with the foul. Chaska will get yet another baseline inbound. It's the 5th foul on the Storm already tonight. First against Macy Sweetser. Chanhassen coming off of two season opening losses against Waconia and Robbinsdale Cooper, both at home. Chaska obviously 3-0. Had a lopsided win against Benilde in the season opener, and then 2 routs of Kennedy back-to-back last week. Down low, Higher can't finish on 2 attempts, and she's called for a travel. Sure looked like there was an arm on. Call came from the baseline, and there was a travel, and we'll see the first timeout. Check that. It's the 2nd timeout for the Storm this evening, and we'll step aside. A quick break here from Chaska High School. You're watching Hawks basketball presented by Rome Team Real Estate.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Back at Chaska High School here. We're in a Chanhassen timeout, Eric. Tonight also have the boys going at it just across town, 2 miles away at Chanhassen High School. Dana Coleman's team is 3-0, and we'll get you some updates on that one as the night progresses. Timeout comes to an end here, and I've just seen something for the first time. The teams came out of the benches before the timeout was over like they're supposed to. Timeout ends when the first horn sounds, and then the ball is supposed to be inbounded when the second horn sounds.
We just gotta let it go down all the way so it automatically goes too. So
common misconception. Yep. Chanhassen inbound. It's loose. Hicks with it, going against Schulke. She's fouled on her way up, and 2 free throws as the sophomore Schulke broke the vertical plane. Maddie Hicks, the senior, 14.5 points per game through 2. At 17 versus Waconia. That's up from 7.8 average from last year. Big improvement from the Chan senior. 10-point game. Once again, Hicks at the line to try to cut it to single digits. This time she's unsuccessful. Chaska with the rebound. There's Willems. Tied her career high with 12 last year in this game against the Storm. She has it at the top of the key. Long 2-pointer, just short. Hustling for the rebound. She gets her own board into the corner for Schulke. Back to the top. Now outside for Van Epps. Jab step. Down low, posting up is Higher. Higher couldn't finish that one. Good defense by Sweetster to contest that shot against the Minnesota Golden Gopher commit. Sweetser now with it on the offensive end. Dishes outside, Brastad. Here's Hicks. 11.5 to go here. Entry pass is tied up. Van Epps going at it with Sweetster, and it's a held ball, alternating possession to the Hawks. Sanders and Carmen return to the lineup for Chaska, and we'll see Lucy Dardis on the floor for the first time tonight, the Hawk junior.
Yeah, when you said senior Madison Hicks, I said, I got to check that out. She's a junior.
Oh, that would be my fault.
I was like, already?
Yep. My apologies.
No. I mean, Maddie's been, she feels like she could be a senior. You know, as an 8th grader, she was one of the top golfers in the state of Minnesota.
State golf champ, and you're only a junior.
Team champion. She was a team champion with Storm. She's been in the top 10 multiple years. You know, last year might have been one of, you know, she might have had a shot to win it last year. Yeah, she had a hole-in-one a couple years ago at the state tournament, which was phenomenal to actually witness, and just an all-around great athlete.
11:15 to go. My apologies on that one. Here's Carmen, long range, little heavy. Tie up on the floor. Kennedy Sanders got in there for Chaska, and it's a jump ball. Second of the night, and alternating possession goes to the Storm on this one. Chan gets it into Hicks, the junior. She goes coast to coast and is fouled. Sure looked like Van Epps was straight up, but drawing the contact was Hicks, and here's 2 free throws here. Free throw laden first 7 minutes there.
Yeah, I mean, so when I saw Chanhassen against Waconia, it was a real offensive game. Waconia just started going to the hoop and getting foul calls. So, I mean, right now it's about moving feet. I mean, Kaylee Van Epps did everything right until the last little, where she kind of came down with her arms a little bit, and but yeah, it's about moving those feet, and like that charge earlier from Kendall Carmen.
Back to an 8-point game off the Hicks free throws as we cross the 11-minute mark. Sanders calling a play at the timeline. Schulke outside, not at the top for Van Epps. Entry pass for Carmen. Back outside, Sanders. Sanders a runner, and it's good. That's a phenomenal shot from the Chaska sophomore. Wow.
She makes it look easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to a 10-point game. Hicks running the point. Haven't seen a lot of Callan Hake so far tonight. She's on the floor, calling for the ball on the far side, but Sweetser took it up instead. Couldn't finish. Here's Van Epps spinning around just outside of the restricted arc. Good for 2. Battling through contact. 10:20 to go here. Hawks back up 12. Here's Hake. As we said, the Storm's all-time leading scorer. Only a junior. Achieved that last year in this game right on this floor. Right on this network. Van Epps going for the ball out of bounds, and she took a hard fall on the baseline. She's a little slow to get up. And she'll get a sub. Mallory Heyer will take her place as Van Epps, after the hustle play, will try to catch her breath.
Yeah, Kaylee's been a multi-sport athlete. She's a captain right now in soccer, basketball, and lacrosse.
Hey, quick release off the inbound. Couldn't get that one to fall. Chaska back down with it. Lucy Dardis swinging it around. Carmen back at the top. Straight away for three. That's just off. The Storm with the rebound. Hicks guarded by Sanders in the backcourt. She pushes ahead. Drives into contact, turns it over. Ball down for Heyer. Heyer collects off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound. Back up through contact, and she heads to the free throw line. It's Hicks who will be charged with the foul.
Well, Chaska's making a concerted effort here to get the ball down low, and Mallory Heyer hit everything early, and she's padding her offensive rebound stats right now. But again, she's just such a tough player to defend underneath the hoop because of her athletic ability.
Update from the Chaska-Chanhassen boys game just a few miles down the road. Storm up early on Chaska, 9-7. Just under 10 minutes to play in that one. That one's available on the Chanhassen Athletics YouTube channel. Owen Slindy on the call for that one. That is linked at our website, watchchbn.com. Heyer at the free throw line, good for the back end, and Kayla Hendrickson will check back in, replacing Schulke. Lauren Arnold catches the inbound from Amani Sawyer, the senior. First time she's seen the floor tonight. 9:22 to play. Hake dishes out. Sawyer in the corner. Back to Hake. Hake on a hesitation, loses the ball momentarily. She's face guarded by Sanders. Freshman Arnold up with it, blocked, and early whistle, jump ball. And the ball will go to Chaska on the alternating possession. I thought that could have been a clean block and play on.
Just called block and play on. Yeah, it's not.
14-point lead, 9 and change to go. First half, Ryan, Paul, and Eric Krauscher with you on the Rome Team Real Estate Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Watch chbn.com, Chaska Community TV, Channel 14. Thanks for sharing part of your Friday with us. Here's the Hawks in all purple. Down low, Sanders. Out to Hendrickson in the corner. That's off. Hawks pressuring in the backcourt. The freshman Arnold gets it away barely to Lobby, and they turn it over before even crossing the timeline. Sanders back up top. Hawks need to reset here. They get it out to Carmen at the point. Over to Willems. Willems a long one. That's too deep. Finally, Chanhassen comes away with the rebound, and Hake is called for the travel. Couldn't quite get a grip of the ball and took one too many steps. Chanhassen can't get a break here.
And again, I think we're almost 10 minutes in. I don't think Callan's had a shot yet, so Kennedy Sanders has done a great job of denying her a look.
Sanders driving, count it, and one. Sanders 13.7 points a game, tied her career high as 23 as an 8th grader. She had 23 points as an 8th grader, played all 27 games that year, and here she is now as a sophomore, putting up a stellar performance so far in this one against Chan. 3-point play is good, and the Storm down 17 quickly here. Hake needs to find her stride. Ball's tipped into the backcourt, and the Storm will reset. Hake rolling off a screen, hands off, Sweetser. Back to Hake. Hake gets an open look. Can't finish that one. Cold start continues for the Chanhassen junior. And we'll see Maddie Hicks enter back in. Callan Hake, part of the 1,000 point club at Chanhassen High School. Lauren Shiflett, Martha Curter, Danielle Gitson, and Tori Tollefson all part of that club. 7:53 to go, and Hake has it here at the top of the key. Kennedy Sanders, as Eric said, doing a phenomenal job of shutting her down tonight. Three ball from Hicks. Contested, no good, but the Storm grabbed the offensive rebound. Hake pulling again, no good. Storm haven't been able to get any sort of offensive flow moving, so they've kind of resorted to the three ball here, and they just can't seem to find it. On the other end, it's Van Epps. Short once again, ball's tipped out of bounds. They say it went off of Hendrickson, and it'll be the Storm's ball. 7.5 to play here. 17-point game early.
Well, just going back to, you were talking about Kennedy Sanders as an 8th grader. I just remember watching her. You know, it's one thing to be a small forward as an 8th grader. Kennedy Sanders had to bring up the ball a lot her 8th grade year, and I remember if she turned the ball over, she was disappointed. You know, and usually there's that maybe a little the scared look. No, not from Kennedy Sanders. She was ready as an 8th grader, and last year she proved it. I mean, she came back and just even a stronger ball handler. Her three-point shot was, you know, among the team's best. So some really, really good years ahead of her on the basketball court.
Hake the offensive rebound, going up fouled. I mean, Eric, this Chaska defense is basically, I mean, I don't think they've let Chanhassen have one open look tonight. It's been pretty impressive what they've been able to do so far on the defensive end of the court.
Well, when you roll 8 players, I mean, their expectation is you go out there and you give it your all. Don't make anything easy. So, I mean, even Chaska's up 16 here. Shots haven't fallen, and they're still, you know, because of that defense. They've gotten some looks in the backcourt off steals.
Hake, the Nebraska commit, headed to the Big Ten, along with Mallory Heyer from Chaska, and it's a timeout on the floor. Tara Seifert wants to talk things over with her team. We'll step aside momentarily. You're watching Hawks basketball on CHBN.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realized we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Back from Chaska High School, limited attendance crowd tonight for this Chaska versus Chanhassen girls varsity matchup. Eric, these are the games where you really notice the lack of fans. You know, the random Tuesday night games versus Kennedy in the Metro West, you don't really notice it as much when there's, you know, only 150 or so people here. But these are the ones where you really say, wow, this is quite something that we're going through here.
Well, I mean, usually, I mean, to our right, you might have Chaska and Chanhassen youth basketball teams coming to watch and getting in for free, wearing their jerseys. You know, those are, you know, the students are missed in games like these.
Oh, certainly.
So, especially the big games, like you said, and so.
We're glad we're able to bring these games to you for free. Once again, if you do want to support, there are 2 GoFundMes out there, one for the boys and one for the girls. We'd appreciate your support, as well as giving a look at our great sponsor, Rome Team Real Estate. Appreciate all they're doing for us here and the basketball programs. Be able to bring you these games on watchchbn.com for free. Down low, Heyer, spin move with the left. Wow, that was beautiful. Great entry pass from Sanders, and then Heyer with the picture-perfect finish.
Chaska had really nice patience there on that possession. Chanhassen out of the timeout came out with the zone, and nothing was forced there.
Hendrickson's second foul as she got called for a push on Hake. Hake thought it was shooting. Could have been.
Definitely was shooting.
Turnover on the inbound. Here's Sanders all to herself off the glass. That's easy. Eric, Chaska averaging 76 points per game through 3 games. They've only allowed teams to score 83 points against them all year, and they're averaging 76 per game. I mean, that just speaks volumes to how this Chaska team has played so far through 3 games. Sanders, the floater, once again had one of those drop earlier in the game, unsuccessful in this try.
Yeah, and you know, it will get tougher.
Yep.
They have Hopkins, who put up 100 points against Wayzata on the schedule. They have Minnetonka on the schedule, so there will be some tough games. But yes, it's pretty hard to put. I mean, they're the 3rd-ranked team in the state.
Right.
They started the year number 4. They moved ahead of Wayzata with Wayzata's 50-point loss to Hopkins. So These lopsided scores would be expected. Like I said, there's ways to grow in these games.
Hendrickson's corner
so
three
yeah.
is off.
No, yeah, good.
Quickly down the floor, Hicks up with it, fouled. 2 free throws again for the Chanhassen junior. Kelsey Willems' first foul. Hicks's first free throw drops, and we'll see a few substitutions both ways. Van Epps and Hendrickson will get a breather for Chaska.
Yeah, Anna Lindzen for the first time. She had a career high 9 points the other day against Kennedy.
Second one is good. Anna Lindzen, the 5'9" sophomore for the Hawks. Just over 2 points a game last year, her contribution. I mean, that's one thing, you know, Eric, when you get games like these, you play in the Metro West Conference, and you know, not all the games are going to be, you know, tight games. You have a lot of lopsided scores. It allows you to get, you know, your 8, 9, 10 even players off the bench into the game, and that's what you see Tara Seifert do so well, is use her young players more often in games and develop them for future years.
Well, I mean, early on in the game, you saw ball to Mallory, ball to Mallory, ball to Mallory. I mean, I think these are great opportunities to have set plays for some of the other girls. So when their number is called in those big games, they're ready to contribute. And I think we've seen Kendall Carmen featured a few times at the top of the key. You know, so I think these are all good games. You just got to get what you can out of them.
Right. Good way to put it. Storm back down with it. 4:46 to go. First half. Foul once again is. A lot of these shooting fouls are coming from outside the arc. Mallory Hires second foul of the game, and Macy Sweetster, the junior, to the free throw line. First one of her 2-shot stint is good. Hawks up next on the schedule. Host St. Louis Park on Tuesday. Right back here from Chaska High School. You'll be able to watch that one right back here on this network. Watch chbn.com. Mike Schmid planning to be on the call for that one, filling in for yours truly on Tuesday. Sanders, catch and shoot for 3. Hawks spreading this one wide open with 4.5 to play. No call as Hicks was going up with it. Good defense by Chaska. Here's Anna Lundzen on the far side. Up top for Carmen. Lundzen gets the return pass. Down low, double team is called illegal. And Mallory Hire will go to the free throw line as we're in the bonus here. Both teams over the 7 foul threshold. One and one. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Chaska. Hawks will swing it around. Try again. Triple team on Hire. Leaves Carmen open. She can't finish, though. Ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say the last touch, Kennedy Sanders. And Chaska still here, up 36-14. Will apply some pressure. Callan Hake catches the inbound. She crosses the timeline now, before she's stripped of the basketball. Under 4 to play here. I mean it when Chanhassen just hasn't been able to get any offense going, and they really haven't been able to get any open looks.
Yeah, they've gotten into their offense very few times. They've gotten a couple baskets in transition. Really, the only in-system stuff was Sweetser and Lobby down low, you know, and that's what I was asking for at the beginning. But Chaska's defense between the free throw lines has been phenomenal.
3:45 to go. Hawks inbound on the baseline on the north end of the Chaska High School gym. Obviously, the end bleachers are collapsed this year for obvious reasons. No seating needed on those ends. Ball out of bounds on the Chaska empty possession. 3.5 to go, and Van Epps enters, replacing Hire.
See, these are the next 3 possessions that Kendall Carmen should be the 5. And I'd like to see her right where Mallory's catching the ball and see what she can do. She's taken 5 shots, and 4 have been 3, and 1 has been from the free throw line. So I'd like to see her develop a little bit more underneath. I mean, she's a 6'1" player, a lot of great potential, very athletic.
Down low, Sweetster contested, can't finish, but the second attempt is good. Chanhassen back on the board. Wide open corner 3, Schulke just off, gets her own rebound though, fortuitous bounce back into her hands. Near side for Anna Lenzen now. Sanders pulls this one, front iron. Rebound by the Storm's Giles. Whistle and a foul against Sanders. Send Chanhassen to the free throw line for 1 and 1. Both teams with 9 fouls so far in this one. So Giles will go with a 1+. Update from Chanhassen High School. The Storm with a 1-point lead on Chaska in the boys game. Currently in a timeout over there. Again, the link for that if you want to go side by side is also on watchchbn.com. Giles at the free throw line, second is good.
Elena Giles there. Her brother would be Ben, who's a senior over there.
Yep.
So you're talking side by side.
There
Maybe
you
the
go.
parents should have just stayed
Yeah.
home and
Not a bad
watch
idea.
both.
Swat to the face. Macy Sweetster unintentionally got Kaylee Van Epps above the shoulders. And with that being the 10th foul, it'll be 2 free throws for Van Epps.
No.
Van Epps has taken a few tonight that
I've joked with her before that they should name that training room down there after her, because I mean, like I said, 3-sport athlete, and the way she plays, she uses a lot of ice bags in her 5-year career with the Chaska Hawks and all sports. I mean, she just such a phenomenal athlete to watch, and you know,
tough as they come.
yeah, I mean, just watching her here, it's like appreciate it, because whether it's in soccer, basketball, lacrosse, she just gives you everything she has, and phenomenal teammate, and that's why she's a captain in 3 different sports.
Don't see that very often. Last that I can think of in Chaska High School would be Justin Bach, who played hockey, baseball, and football. Another foul on the north end.
That's a phenomenal feat. I mean, you just think about Justin, you think about Kaylee, and just the type of not only good athlete but great teammates. So it says a lot about somebody when their teammates or their coaches pick them to be captains.
Absolutely. Van Epps good on the second free throw. Back to a 21-point game, 39-18. Chaska, as we said, 143 first-half points through 3 games. Holding teams to just 47 in the first 18 minutes to that note. 2:15 to play here before we reach halftime. Arnold with it, the freshman. To Sawyer. Sawyer trying to recover. Nearly throws out of bounds, but a good hustle play by Lauren Arnold to keep it in. Unfortunately, Chaska came away with the loose ball. Baseline 2 from Willems is off. Loose ball, and it'll be called a tie-up. Alternating possession sends the ball Chanhassen's way with just under 2.
I mean, Chaska averages such great numbers in the first half because, I mean, they've had so many shots in this half. You know, they've had the ball so often, and their defense is just relentless.
Storm pushing it up with speed. Kenzie Sapp for 2. First time we've called her name tonight, and she gives Chanhassen a spark here with 1:44 to go, but Mallory Heyer has just the answer for that. Back to a 21-point lead.
You just don't see a post get down the court that fast after a made shot.
Sanders off the turnover. No good, but there's Heyer again. Willems in the paint. Dishes out. Sanders to Hendrickson. Her 3 was to the left from the start, and we'll see yet another jump ball as Chaska ties up Taylor Lobby. And alternating possession points Chaska's way this time. 1:20 to go, first half. Sanders tied up top. Kenzie Sapp providing some energy here in her first few minutes, but Mallory Heyer takes the feed from Willems and just makes it look too easy. 64 seconds.
Smooth as that left hand.
Absolutely.
I mean, when she goes around, she doesn't know where the basket is, but she knows where the basket is.
Yep. Court awareness. Lindsay Whalen's getting a good one. That's for sure. Here comes Chaska. 50 seconds left. Down low, double team. Heyer once again. That one's just off. Hendrickson pass up for Van Epps. Van Epps driving, just a bit too strong. Loose ball on the floor. There's a scrum for it. We got a kicked ball violation coming in from the baseline, and it gives Chanhassen the ball. There was no jump ball as PA Bob Downs originally announced.
We just assumed.
Yeah, right.
Like 15.
Right. Sanders bats this one out of bounds and wastes a tenth of a second.
Well, there's a reason why Chaska's wearing the temporary mask, or whatever you call them, disposable masks, because they're going to throw them all away and put new ones on in the second half the way they play.
I mean, Sanders with a steal and a score just like that, no help needed. Chaska up 25, still applying pressure here with 24 seconds left, and there's the jump ball we were looking for. Chanhassen will get this one. Frustrating opening 17 and a half minutes for Kayla Walsh in her first Chaska Chan game as a head coach. Was with the Storm last year as an assistant on Arthur Crutch's team. Has the bench in her hands now as the Storm head coach. Chanhassen driving, Arnold up with it and off the knee out of bounds. 11 and 8/10 left here before halftime. Eight seconds, 7 seconds. Sanders with it. 5. Hands off. Heyer pulls. No good. And at the horn, Chanhassen's not even going to try to get one off. Lobby got the rebound, and it'll send us to halftime. Eric, it's lopsided so far through 18 minutes. Two very different messages going to be said in the Chanhassen and Chaska locker rooms here with the halftime break, much needed for the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Chaska, I think I heard twice, slow down, work the possession a little bit. Again, see what the offense gives you. They can score in bunches, right? So work the offense. If you're Chanhassen, the biggest thing is ball handling, right? You saw it there in the last couple of possessions without Callan Hake, without Madison Hicks. You got a freshman trying to bring up a ball against a number 3 team in the state who's pressing. So, for them, it's just taking care of the basketball. Let's see if we can get in their offense a little bit more and get some good shots.
Tara Seifert's team has a 25-point lead over the Chanhassen Storm after 18 minutes of play. Chaska boys are down by 3 at halftime over in Chanhassen. Low-scoring affair over there. We'll be right back from Chaska High School. This is WatchCHBN.com, presented by Rome Team Real Estate.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realized we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to Chaska High School. Ryan, Paul, and Eric Krauscher with you here, Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network, for this Friday night Metro West Conference girls basketball game between the Chaska Hawks and the Chanhassen Storm. Eric, Chan hasn't beat Chaska in 2,174 days, and they got a tall task if they want to change that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, down 25,
Yeah.
he scored 20, but, you know, I mean, and I think that stat really shows you where Chaska basketball has been the last 5 years.
All right.
Both sides, I mean, boys and girls, but, you know, the girls, you've had just such a great run of, you know, Kaylee Van Epp started as an 8th grader. Mallory Hyas started as an 8th grader. Kennedy Sanders started as an 8th grader. And so it's been, you know, it's been tough to beat this Chaska squad.
Hawks trying to make it 12 straight against Chanhassen here tonight. Looking good so far as Kaylee Van Epps opens up scoring here quickly in this second half. Chaska leads the all-time series 17-6 on the Storm in this 24th all-time meeting. Down low, Higher, who had 19 first-half points, gets her 21st of the night, and it makes it a 29-point basketball game. Callan Hake, Chanhassen's all-time leading scorer, who was held under 10 points in the first half, has the ball here at the top for three, and that's good to see, Eric, if you're the Chanhassen Storm. And Hake, who had a nice cold first half shooting, starts up Chanhassen's effort here in the second half with a three, but Mallory Hyers down low to answer for Chaska on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, Callan just didn't have a ton of shots. I mean, I can remember her hitting a free throw, but she took a couple threes from one spot on the floor, but they defended her very, very well, and she hasn't forced anything. But if you're Chanhassen, you're probably asking her to take a few more shots this half.
First two Storm possessions have involved fast breaks. Hake with the three on that one just a second ago, and now she goes to the free throw line as she was fouled by Higher. It's Hyer's third of the game. She'll stay in though, Tara Seifert. Looking to keep her top scorer on the floor with 3 fouls. It's just over a minute in here in the second half. Again, welcome to Chaska High School. If you've just tuned in, welcome. Hawks and Storm here on Friday night. Ryan Paul and Chaska Herald Sports Editor Eric Krauscher on the Edina Real Estate Rome Team Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network. Sanders, an offensive rebound for Chaska. Driving down, Willems. Unselfish play allows for a Higher corner jumper. That's just off, but another offensive rebound for Van Epps will send her to the free throw line as she was hacked on the way up. Hawks have had no shortage of offensive rebounds tonight here either.
Well, you talked about it. You got 5 girls that are going. Kennedy Sanders, I think last year, Tara Seifert told me she's averaging like 5 or 6 rebounds a game as the point guard. And if you look at it, even though they do that, they don't give up a ton of fast break points because somebody is back. Whether it's Kelsey Willems, Kendall Carmen, somebody gets back. And so it gives you the luxury. And Kennedy just seems to have a knack to know where the ball is.
Avery Linder, sophomore center, enters for the Storm. Brastad drives. Carmen guards. Jumper for Hake on the baseline is just a little too strong. Chaska with the rebound. Van Epps down low, pocket pass. Hawks moving it around inside the paint. Higher up with it. That's no good. And she's going to get called for a push-off as Linder got sent to the deck. Higher's 4th foul.
16 minutes to go.
Tara Seifert's going to keep her on the floor, though. Up 53-24. Hake to Hicks for 2. I mean, that's probably the prettiest basket we've seen Chanhassen have all night. I mean, you just haven't seen anything like that so far. Chaska's defense has just been shutting them down completely.
Yeah, and you know, some of that was they got down without finding any kind of resistance from Chaska's defense. They were able to jump right in.
Down low, Willems for a pair. Everything that Chanhassen's done, Chaska has had an answer for. There's no way around that. We go 15 and a half to play here in regulation. Chaska with yet another steal. Willems, Higher, traveling. Hendrickson checks in, will replace the sophomore Sanders. Kennedy Sanders, 15 first half points. Just over par for her season average. Another turnover for Chanhassen off the inbound. Gives Chaska the ball back, and it's a block as Maddie Hicks tried to set up for a charge, but she didn't get there in time, didn't get set in time. And it's her second foul. Schulke checks back in, gives Carmen a breath of fresh air. Good to talk with Jason Carmen, father of Kendall at halftime. Go back to all three of us go back to our NAFA youth softball, or NAFA national softball days, Eric.
Yes, Jason, longtime Chaska softball board member, and at some point you just gotta let somebody else do it, right, and get that new blood. I was a former director where I live in Egan, and so, but still involved in the game with national tournaments, hosted all around the Twin Cities in July.
It's a lot of fun. I charged the grounds crew in Chaska for 6 years doing that, working with you and Jason, and had a lot of good times during that event at the end of summer each year. And higher off the feed from Hendrickson for yet another 2 points. 57-26 the score. Chaska opening this one up even more here in the second half. Hicks guarded by Willems. Takes the baseline. Goes up. Contested though. Van Epps just a little too tall for her. Here's Hake again, trying from the other side this time. That one didn't fall either. Chaska has a 3-on-1. Higher, the recipient and the beneficiary. Hawks still applying backcourt pressure. Here's Hake. Hake pressured by Van Epps. Chaska not letting up here, up over 30. Hard play on the floor as Hake and Van Epps go at it. Callan Hake is down on the near side baseline. Slow to get up. The Chanhassen junior, by many's estimation, already one of the best basketball players to come through the Chanhassen school in their 10th year now. Hendrickson tips the inbound pass as Hake is subbed out. Won't be the last we hear from her though.
No, she just kind of landed on her head a little bit, and got to compose yourself. She's tough.
Lobby near side corner. Hands off for Hicks. Hicks driving around, some congestion inside. Chanhassen, little miscommunication. 13:20 to go, down low. Here's Linder. Linder, mismatch against Hendrickson, and Hendrickson had no other option.
Hey, it's a good strong move from I think he's a sophomore, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Linder's a sophomore. Getting some play here with Sweetser on the bench with 3 fouls. Need another big.
We'll see Lily Nieber, the 6'3" junior, into the game for Chaska for the first time tonight.
Hoping we see 6'6".
Yep.
Jessica higher. Not sure if she's on. Oh yeah, she's on the bench.
Linder at the free throw line. For her second, it's good. Carmen quickly inbounds for Sanders, who's back on the floor. So higher rest with 4 fouls for Chaska. No need to push the urgency there. Down low, Nieber outside for Sanders. Just under 13 to go here from Chaska High School. Friday night Metro West Conference basketball. Carmen drives into the corner. Schulke just off. Another offensive rebound. Great grab by Nieber. Gets off for Schulke for a pair. Timeout Chanhassen. Kayla Walsh calls time and will step aside. 61-27 when we return. 12 and a half to play from Chaska High School.
Hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Why don't you finish that thought?
About the mask?
Yep.
Well, I was telling Ryan, 39-year-old me was working out yesterday for the first time with a mask on, and you know, when you're lifting weights and stuff, yeah, no problem. I got on the elliptical, and geez, it was I suddenly went from, come on kids, you guys can wear the mask, to I don't know, man, I don't know about these masks when you're trying to work out, but maybe I just need a better mask.
Well, I've heard mixed reviews. Obviously everybody has a different health situation. I mean, even when you're in high school. I mean, some kids breathe easier through the mask, and some kids just can't do it. And sign of the times.
I'll tell you, just looking at Chaska's, and it's really easy to see because they have the purple mask.
Yep.
Throw for the nose, like almost always.
Yep.
Maybe they just have tight masks or something like that, but most
Even
of the time,
Chan, too.
even Chan's
Yeah.
done, they're doing a great job. So, which it's not always the case,
Right.
but yeah, I think everyone's doing the best they can, right? And yeah, I think everyone's just happy that they're playing, right? And
Yep.
if that's what it takes right now, let's do it. Let's go for it. And I haven't seen anybody collapse or anything. I haven't heard anything like that yet.
I think that the general consensus and the hope is that, you know, if we do this right at the start, you know, hopefully, maybe by the time we get to March, the mask rule could be gone. I mean, obviously it's not given, but maybe by the time you get to section and state tournament play, I mean, you'll be able to play without a mask, and hopefully we get to that point.
And that's what everyone wants.
Right.
They all want the state tournament. We briefly touched on it on Tuesday, you know, how they're looking at, okay, maybe instead of doing everything over 4 or 5 days, let's do a state tournament over 2 weeks.
Yep.
So
good article by David Levesque written in the Star Tribune the other day about that.
well, you know, when you have to write like 2 articles a week, you know, you get time to research these things. And no, David's so
Yep.
plugged in with everybody, and you know, him and Jim Paulson have been on the Star Tribune beat for just as long as I've been doing it. But they have to cover an entire pretty much metro, and sometimes even more than that with Star Tribune's reach.
More on local news later. Callan Hake drives and is unsuccessful. I guess I'll just cover that point right now. Eric, you obviously cover both of these teams as part of your beat, Chaska Herald and Chanhassen Villager. Encourage you to subscribe to your local newspaper. You can visit chaskaherald.com, and if you're a Chanhassen resident, you can go to that website too and subscribe to the Chanhassen paper.
It's free.
Yeah.
Still free.
Yep. It's support your local news, is I guess what we're trying to say.
Get it in the mailbox on Thursdays and stuff. So, I mean, I've been doing this for like 16 years, and you still see the importance of these community newspapers. Nobody covers community like the community newspapers. So, yeah, I mean, every time I want to do something different, I come to a basketball game or a football game, and I see that community feel, and I absolutely love it.
Yep. Well, obviously, you reside in Egan with your young family, and it's not an easy drive, I know, for you to make, but you've done it thousands of times over the how many years now?
It'll be 10 years this summer. So you just, like today, we had dinner at Cucumbers in Edina, got really, really fat, and then, you know, then drove the rest of the way here by myself. So no, everyone always asks me about that. Like, hey, drive, and it's like, you know what? Sometimes it's nice to get away.
Yep.
You got a new player for Chaska. And big 6'6" Jessica Heyer. Got a little clock last year.
First time we've seen the 6'6" junior this evening. It's a lot of height out there. against this Chan roster. She has the ball now on the far side. Dishes off. Carmen, corner three, just off. Chaska's struggling from deep so far in this second half. Tie up as Hake is involved once again. And boy, we talked about Hake in the open and partially in the first half, but I mean, this is, not to discount the rest of the Chanhassen roster, but she has really asserted herself here as, the leader of this team, both through her play and her demeanor on the court. We even saw that last year when she was a sophomore.
Correct. This team goes with Hake and Hicks, and some of that just is who they are, right? They're leaders. But Callan puts in a lot of time in the basketball court, and her just a pure shooter.
Hake with the three just a moment ago. She has the ball once again, obviously committed to the University of Nebraska Lincoln. Play basketball in the Big Ten. Future opponent of Mallory Hires, who's going to play for Lindsay Whalen. Say that 10 times fast, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lindsay's done a great job of, especially with these future classes here. She went to the bread and butter, and that's the West Metro for the class of 2022. She already has 3 commits from that class. Mara Braun from Wyzetta, Nia Holloway from Eden Prairie, the section champs last year. You got Maggie Cesano from Watertown Mayor, who's a senior this year. 18th birthday I saw today on Twitter. Averages about 30 points a game. Her sister plays at Iowa, so
definitely gonna be fun to watch.
I mean, I think you're like, okay, well, how will Mallory Hire or some of these girls do, in a Big Ten? And it's like, well, you look at the Minnesota basketball products right now. Is there anybody hotter in college basketball, freshman-wise, than Jalen Suggs and Paige Buchers? And
yep.
And I think, Minnesota, you're finding a lot of good athletes, both men's and women's basketball, and you turn any game on Saturday or Sunday or something like that, and you can usually find a Minnesota connection.
Yep. Well, I mean, especially the last 3-4 years, it's just Minnesota is a basketball powerhouse, high school-wise, producing them. I mean, how many draft picks did we have in the NBA draft
I think
this year?
Four in the top
4 or
40.
5,
And I mean, another program I look. So Kaylee Van Epps is going to Lehigh, and it's kind of like the Minnesota East.
Right.
I think they have 5 or 6 girls from Minnesota on the roster. Hannah Hedstrom, who was a state champion in Minnetonka, graduated last year. Megan Walker, who also went to Minnetonka. She's currently a junior, so they've used that pipeline really, really well to Minnesota.
I think it speaks volumes also to the level of coaching that we see in high school here. I mean, preparing these both men and women, young men and women, for the challenges that lie ahead. Obviously, 3 future Division I players on the floor here tonight even, and this is just one game going on across the state. Higher down low.
And I think, we also benefit from such a strong Division II and Division III conferences in the Upper Midwest with the MIAC in Division III, and then the Northern Sun Division II, where just so many opportunities. I mean, Kelsey Williams is heading to Augustana. She doesn't have to score 15 points in this team, but she's one of the best defenders on the team. Now she got to fall there in transition, but it just, there's so many great opportunities for girls from this area to continue their game, and makes recruiting a lot of fun, right?
Yep, that's for sure. That's another aspect. I mean, full circle that COVID has an effect on is you don't see any college coaches here. I mean, on a normal year in packed gym, you might see 3-4 teams, college teams with scouts here, assistant coaches, head coaches, whatever case may be, and you just don't see that this year. Under 8.5 to play here, back from Chaska High School. Higher, no relation to Mallory, has it on the elbow here. Lenzen, mid-range for 2. Hake still pressured in the backcourt. Van Epps guards her with 8 to play here. 69-35. Chaska in their 4th rout of 4 games so far this year. Loose ball out of bounds. Chaska will take it. And we'll see Niebuhr and Hendrickson enter for Tara Seifert.
One point away from running time.
Running time, yeah, you're right.
35.
Try to get you an
I
update.
think that's what the referees probably were taking a quick talk about.
Try to get you an update from the Chan High School in the boys game. Willems near side Hawk. Down low, higher, the dump pass from Hendrickson. Spin in.
Used her body great just to get position and just instead of using your arms and getting called for a foul, back her way in a little bit before she even caught the ball.
Update from Chanhassen High School. Hawks boys lead the Storm boys 33-26.
Have we confirmed that there is a 3-point line in that court? 26 points with 8 minutes to go.
Yep. Van Epps for 3. She makes the hustle play, attempting to steal the inbound pass, but Hake comes away with it. Top of the key, Hake picks up her dribble. Near side now for Murray. To the far side for Brastad. Here's Lobby.
Some might be asking, well, why is Chaska still pressing hard? And I think Tara Seifert says, okay, we have 18 games this year. We want to play this type of game for 36 minutes. Well, you got to do it right now, right? When you beat a team by 70 like Kennedy, but here, this benefits Chanhassen too with their young ball handlers. But you got to condition yourself, and this games really condition you. Practice, yep. You learn a lot in games.
I mean, especially when you have, the level of talent that's kind of lacking in the Metro, not talent, but the other teams at Chaska's level that's lacking in the Metro West Conference. And then as you said earlier, the non-conference schedule that they play. And then beyond that, probably the best section in Class 4, Class 4.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely deep. Eden Prairie brings a lot back. They graduated a couple kids from their section title team, but they still do have a lot, including Nia Holloway, who I mentioned earlier, going to the Gophers with Mallory Heyer. Former Hawk Destiny Bursch is on that team. They're still fairly stacked. Minnetonka is also this team that they brought back pretty much everything from last year. They add in a 15 to 20 point score from Kiana Lockett, who transferred from De La Salle, and so they look very, very good. Never count out Shakopee. They just play a great, they play in the South Suburban Conference. They're battle tested. They always are in the semifinals, and they've always got a shot. They beat Chaska 2 years ago in a really low scoring game. So you look at those 4 teams, and that's pretty darn good.
Willems elbow for 2. Running time will be stopped here as a timeout is called by Tara Seifert with 4:43 to go. We do want to give a shout out to our great sponsor tonight, the Rome team. They've helped thousands of families expertly transition into a new home. Emily and Jan are known for their service, integrity, and results, and they partner with clients to prepare, price, and sell their homes. Whether you're buying or selling a home, put the Rome team to work for you. Go to www.rometeamrealestate.com to learn more. We'll step aside very briefly here from Chaska High School.
With basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, hi, I'm Emily Rome-Welter.
And I'm Jan Rome, and we're the Rome team of Edina Realty.
We realize we'd love to all be together in the gym supporting the Hawks this year with basketball. But since it's not safe to do so, and since we're big supporters of the school and the community, we wanted to sponsor this broadcast for you so that you can enjoy it from the safety of your home. Go Hawks!
Back at Chaska High School, 4:42 to go. And Maddie Hicks jogs up for the Storm. down 76-35. First time we've seen Anaya Burnett tonight for Chaska. She's on the floor, the 5'3" senior. Chan called for a double dribble violation. And Eric, obviously, with the score what it is, running time in place here. We're going to run out of time to talk about the future for Chaska as they host St. Louis Park right back here on Tuesday of next week. You mentioned St. Louis Park earlier as had their top player opt out of the season, going to the next level.
Yeah, Kendall Coley, phenomenal player. Sister played at Iowa. You know, it would have been a great battle down low with Mallory Heyer, but you know, with everything, she opted out, graduated I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and then is headed to Nebraska. But I think she can play as soon as now. So doesn't happen very often in basketball.
No, you see it in hockey maybe, probably most out of anything.
Correct,
but,
so yeah, I mean, so yeah, that takes a little bit of a luster out of the game. But
Callan Hake down by 41, stood in and took a charge on Kayla Hendrickson, and that allows Maddie Hicks to come down and hit a big three with just under 3 to go. Say when this one is over, we'd like to invite you to head over to the Chanhassen Athletics YouTube channel. Owen Slindy is on the call of the Chaska Chanhassen boys game, which is just down Audubon Road at Chanhassen High School. 33-28 the score. It's low scoring affair, and it's going to be a good finish over there. That link is available at watchchbn.com or by searching YouTube for Storm Athletics. As for this one, Niebuhr gets her first points of the night. 2.5 to play here, 78-37. Hake pulls up from long range, just a bit heavy. Hustles for her own rebound, though. A lot to be said about the amount of effort still being put in by this Storm team as Hake goes up in his hat. I mean, you're down by 41, and you're still, both teams up by 41, down by 41, regardless. Still giving maximum effort. It's on display.
Hey, you're on that court. You're giving 100%, right? There's about 12, 16 other girls over there that would love to be on there. And Chaska's emptied their bench and given some girls a shot to play a couple minutes here.
Julia Wacker, the junior, onto the floor for the first time tonight.
Zoe Cutler, another junior, is on the floor.
Peyton
35.
Wirtz.
Yep, junior.
Zoe Cutler. Trio of juniors coming in for Tara Seifert with 90 seconds left. As we mentioned, Chaska's next game Tuesday, right back here, watchchbn.com. Planning to have Mike Schmidt on the call for that one. Here's a three, jacked up by Burnett, and it's good. The senior hits a three with under 2 minutes to play.
Yeah, she's the other three seniors are Van Evs, Hendrickson, and Willems, all second-year captains. So Burnett, the other senior, getting a chance to play here.
Hake with a hand in her face from college distance. That's good. 45 seconds left. Here's Burnett again.
She was ready to pull it again.
Traveled with it. Half a minute to play. Hake dribbles up here, left to right. Chanhassen will drop to 0-3 on the season with the loss. Not before Kenzie Sapp, the junior, hits a three. And Chaska will move on to a 4-0 undefeated start to the season through 4 Metro West Conference games, and we'll host St. Louis Park on Tuesday.
First varsity basket there for Julia
Wacker, the junior. At the horn, a three jacked up by Sapp is no good, and it's a dominating performance from Chaska here tonight against the Storm in the first of 2 matchups between these District 112 foes, and no handshakes obviously due to COVID, so both teams will head over to the corner of the gym where they will be ready to head home. And Chaska with a much better taste in their mouth than the Storm tonight, Eric, but, you know, heartening finish by both teams, but Chaska comes away the victors at the end, and
Well,
it's kind of what we expected to see tonight.
absolutely. But for Chanhassen fans, don't be discouraged. You played a top 10 Waconia team. You played Robbinsdale Cooper, who is usually, 1-2 in the Metro West Conference, and you played the third-ranked team. And so, it's a learning process, and going forward, they're going to have some shots to win some games. Kayla Walsh is going to get this team going. She's got a lot of energy and a lot of heart.
I thought the Storm were very well coached.
Absolutely.
Chaska defense just didn't let them get anything going.
Correct. I mean, I think I saw on Twitter, after their loss against Cooper, she couldn't sleep because she just wanted to watch film. And she's young and she's very motivated. They got a great coach there.
Great future for both of these teams. Obviously, Chaska comes out on top tonight, 83-45 in a lopsided first matchup between these two teams. Hawks, next home game will be our next broadcast here on CHBN. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, right back here from Chaska High School. For Eric Krauscher, Brett Johnson, I'm Brian Paul saying so long this evening. It's an 83-45 final from Chaska High School in the girls' Chaska-Chan rivalry.